And now tonight, the left wing's weaponization of justice against President-elect Trump continues to crumble. Earlier today, the judge in Donald Trump's falsified business document case, Judge Juan Merchan, paused all court deadlines, including the November 26 sentencing date, to consider the effect of his victory in last week's election. Meanwhile, attorney for President Trump and his spokesman, legal spokesperson Alina Habba, has, according to reports, emerged as a frontrunner for the role of White House press secretary. Alina joins us now with reaction. First of all, it was your legal team that, in fact, requested this delay, indefinite delay. Finally, Judge Merchan agreed to something. But for all intent and purposes, isn't this case really dead?
It was dead upon arrival, Sean. We know that. This case was never supposed to be brought. We also know that the DOJ had appointed people, Pomerantz included, that were supposed to go in and investigate Trump before he decided to run for office. And then when he decided to run for office, they brought charges. We know what this has been. We've been talking about it for years. This was a sham trial that was brought to keep President Trump in the New York courts, as all these cases were, and they failed. So now we have a judge who, frankly, should have dismissed it today. Hopefully he will. He should. And the Supreme Court has spoken on this. It's exhausting to the American people at this point, I think. I think they spoke loudly on November 5th about why they're tired of it and the direction the American people want to go, which is America first, policies, security, economic prosperity, things like that. Not these sham trials, and not seeing people from the left put in DOJs to attack political opponents. This should never have been brought. And if you actually look at it, Sean, this was a case that was denied. Nobody wanted to bring it. Cy Vance didn't want to bring it. Alvin Bragg didn't want to bring it. And then you're looking at people like Jack Smith, $50 million, we found out, $50 million of taxpayer dollars going against a political opponent. America's had enough. They spoke loudly on November 5th. So I'm looking forward to the next administration stopping this lawfare and witch hunt.
Okay, so let me ask you, what is the likely decision that the judge will make in this case when, I guess, it finally goes before him for a final adjudication?
It should be dismissed. There's actual, first of all, there's testimony that came out that should not have come out. There's nothing that the president did wrong. This case was past the statute of limitations, just like Tish James, just like everything else. This was a complete political opponent move. This has nothing to do with legal eloquence, legal lawfare, statutes. It was a state case that was stacked so that they could make it a federal case to try and prevent him from becoming president. And it didn't work, Sean. So it should be dismissed. It should never have been brought. And if Judge Merchan wants to have any dignity, any dignity from the American people in the robe, in the office of all attorneys and judges and the DOJ, he should stop this nonsense right away.
As you pointed out, I mean, it was past the statute of limitations. They stacked charge upon charge upon charge. I think maybe one of the more egregious parts of this and evidence of the weaponization of Biden's DOJ is their third highest ranking official came in to help Alvin Bragg. Nobody is going to give up that spot to go work for Alvin Bragg in New York City when they're the third highest official in the DOJ, but they did that anyway.
Sean, I'll one-up you on that. Take a look at the White House logs. Take a look at the DAs and the AGs that have come in and coordinated with the President of the United States. That's the Harris administration. That's the woman that just ran against President Trump and lost in a major way. America is done with this. We see it for what it is. It was lawfare. There is nothing he did wrong. They put the judges, they tried all the way up to the Supreme Court and lost. And there's a reason for that. The American people are speaking loudly. You cannot attack political opponents who have done nothing wrong. You cannot put people from the DOJ. You cannot put Hillary Clinton's law firm in charge of prosecuting political opponents. It's un-American. I hope that the American people never have to speak about this again. I really do. And I believe President Trump will make sure of that.
Let's talk about the possibility and reports that you might be the president's press secretary. Any truth to it?
I leave it to the president and three people that are on my board of directors. That's Luke, Chloe, and Parker, my children. Everybody will know in time.
All right. Now I got to go in a little harder. Have there been any discussions about it?
Sean, you know me better than that. You would never have me on primetime if I answered questions like that. Look, President Trump has put together an amazing cabinet. I'm really proud of the work that him and his transition team have done. I think when we look at everybody, they are killing it on all fronts. America's excited for, frankly, sorry to use Mrs. Waltz's term, but turn a page. It's time to turn the page. It's time to have advocacy for America first. And whatever that looks like for President Trump and his team, I trust it. It's a decision for all of them to make, not me.
All right, serious question. If you were asked to serve in that role or any other role, would you?
I am very loyal to President Trump. I would think about it very seriously.
Okay. We appreciate it. Alina Habba, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.